Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Samam Saranam Gacchami. I go for refuge in the Buddha. I go for refuge in the Dharma. I go for refuge in the Sangha. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. So, as I said, we're going to get rolling right away with our Bodhi Day Poetry Slam, which is the way we commemorate the awakening of the Buddha. Gautama sat down under a tree, and Shakyamuni Buddha woke up from under it. And we for 4 years now have thought of that as something to celebrate rather than be particularly pious or reverent about. Because if Shakyamuni hadn't stood up, none of us would be here right now. Probably. So I'm going to start tonight. I have a couple of people who sent me stuff that who aren't able to be here in person tonight. So one I'll do now and one I'll do later. This is from Minwee. Cookies, Kensho, and Zen. Roses are red. Cookie Monster is blue. The Buddha is smiling with Bert and Ernie cookies too. Chocolate chips sparkle. Snickerdoodles bring cheer. Oatmeal raisin whispers. Wisdom we hold dear. Bert and Ernie cookies with colors so bright, teaching us laughter and sharing delight. Kensho is sudden, like crumbs on the floor. Zen is a cookie that opens the door. Now, I should say that it is entirely appropriate during this sort of ceremony that at the end of anything that you bow as a response to somebody's poem, or finger snapping is definitely an appropriate response in our case tonight. So that was Minwee's. And how about we go to a live person? Robert, how about you? Yeah, you.
Well, okay. I'm a little out of sorts, and I apologize for missing a tooth temporarily. The Samsara borrowed my tooth,
Mm.
and that could be a poem in its own right. So I'm sorry if I'm a little out of sorts. Let me start out with something that's short, and they're not necessarily directly related to awakening, but they have a sense of, as we usually do, of that in it. So here's a short one. Is that the moon or a street light? Just a street light. But What if the street light is the moon? Thank you. And let's see. I'll okay. No, that's good for now.
Okay. Hangdal, how about you?
Specifically in honor of this evening. And I don't have the right glasses with me because, I'm that vintage and I didn't bring home the appropriate ones. Radiators playing aleatoric rhythms, clicks, ticks, and rolls. Something between rain and a frozen relative falling outside. Turning on a lamp to fit off winter darkness. In no mood for Camus this evening, selecting Hanshan. What should I write for tonight other than this?
It sounds recent. Donna, what do you have for us? Nothing? You're muted, so we can't say that for sure. Okay, so then to continue on in the moon vein, as it were. This was inspired by you, Robert, and someone else who wrote me something recently. Huge moon tonight. You could even say super. Reflections on the ocean, reflections in a dewdrop. Same moon everywhere. Ocean and dewdrop identical. Reflection in each identical. And let's see. I have one of Brad's here also. So Brad Hunter from Ontario somewhere, who was on retreat this week. So he sent me some stuff. Oh, we're staying in the same vein. This ancient moonlight illuminates 5 mountains. 6 streams flow brightly. So I guess the real question is, does anyone else have a poem with the word moon in it?
I've got a bunch of ones that I've already read at former Bodhi Day celebrations.
Okay. Do they have moon in them?
Yeah, those do have moon in them.
Okay, then I think that's appropriate.
So you're looking for poems with the word moon in them?
Just for continuity's sake, yeah.
Well, that's not what I have queued up right now, but
Well, that's fine.
so it's okay to read something else?
Yeah. Extol us with your
All right.
your works.
Oh, gee. Well, here we go. To be the branch of a tree with fresh fruit, a new life, we branch off and fly into the sunrise, into a horizon of bees and grasses. We go off into silent sunlight, where nothing stretches out for galaxies, questing nothingness, sneaking into the corners of its own creation, and expanding exponentially into the dancing reflections of the void that stretch out in infinite grandeur, yet insubstantial, a beautiful golden skein in the twilight.
Very nice, thank you. I'm making a point of crossing off the ones that I've already read, so we don't repeat them again like we have in previous years. How about another one from Hengdal?
Yay.
I know Donna was muted before. Was she trying to share one? No? Okay.
Go for it, Hengdal.
Okay.
You're still muted, Donna.
How about that? Am I
There you go.
unmuted?
There you are.
All right, there I am. But no, I have no poem. I have nothing.
Okay. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure we weren't skipping you.
Thank you.
So we'll continue on now with Robert's theme of trees, sort of. I tried to cultivate bonsais for years and failed miserably, time after time, until a fine little tree gifted by a friend. It liked me. It thrived until another friend's dog ate it. I was left with a stick in a fancy pot. No more mini tree slaughter for me. I have a fake bonsai on my table now.
Very nice. I'm surprised you didn't throw the stick with the fancy pot and try and get the dog to fetch it. Was that not in the cards? Okay, so I may as well read one of mine here. Most of mine are on the short side, of course, and there's one that's actually relatively long. Let's do this one. I don't think I have anything with trees in it, so we'll go with this. I think I'll ask my doctor if this is right for me. The man on the TV tells me to. This may take a while. Get comfortable. What has he got for suffering? That was one of the shorter ones. Let's do another Brad Hunter here. He didn't title his at all, so I just go straight into them. Barbs in the chitta take flight at the ending of breath. Relief and release take flight at the ending of breath. Relief and release. Our friend Brad. Robert, how about you?
Okay, I have another exuberantly long poem. This one is a little more indecipherable than the last one. Scions upon scions, branching off in all directions, the grafts of greed and tenderness, causing one or another shoot to jump off the cartoon screen into a full-blown analogy. Now the pixie flowers appear, now the trucks with wings, celestial worms that wink, rats that are really mice, birds that have teeth like crocodiles and pretty barking burrows. The flailing cross, the excitable gabardines, mackinaws and skeins of blood intertwine in the circle of black to bring across the hollow word. Cross-binding of double ventures, eloquence of tunneling fanfares, relocations of expectations in the rotted corners of carrier ships, and all for the sake of a joke. Thanks.
Nice.
Nice.
All for the sake of a joke.
Yeah.
Hengdal, you want to hit us with something?
This is actually so this is a recent gift from Barry. It's called a koru, so Polynesian. So koru, spiral in green, fiddlehead in spring, whirlwind, unalome. What is the path of life? Yes.
How is Barry?
Chugging along.
And Robert, where is Emily tonight?
Yeah, that's a really good question. She's lurking around here somewhere, and I've sent her a couple of messages. I know she was a little under the weather. My entire family is like lying on the floor gasping today, but hopefully she might turn up.
Well, it's good to know you're a trooper. And
Laying on the floor, gasping from what? What?
Well, they hopefully, more or less gasping for air. If they gasped for anything else, I think it wouldn't be a really good fit. But yeah,
What's going
we're
on?
we're just all exhausted. My wife had to take me to a complicated medical exam this morning. Turned out I'm perfectly normal, so my symptoms don't really exist. But they injected me with iodine. They made me take nitro. They gave me Metropolol, which is a beta blocker. So I felt pretty sick after I got there. But I felt okay when I came home and it wore off.
you've been cured.
Exactly. They haven't replaced my tooth yet, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you
Thanks
can
for asking.
uh, you can whistle a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
um,
sound comes out really well here.
hmm, okay. Uh, let's go with this one. It's called Vimalakirti's Family Tree. Mike is unwell. Inquire after him for me. All are suffering. Inquire after them for me. Never mind, I should do it myself. How may I help you? Hangdal.
Sitting on the porch with a book, barely glancing at words, rain falling beyond darkened windows. This is poetry enough for the evening.
Well, these feel rather spontaneous and recent. Robert, I think you could improvise something about lying on the floor gasping for air. I'll let you work on that for a little bit.
I wrote those two lines down. I'll continue it a little later.
Okay, fair enough. It
You
sounded
got
like a good start.
Should I read?
Go.
Okay. I have a short one followed by a medium one, if that sounds good. Um, Silent dark night. This is like sleeping on the floor, right? Laying on the floor. Silent dark night. Sleeping cat lies perfectly still. I'm sitting doing nothing, waiting for the bread to cool. And the next one is I have two more about the cat, but I may just read one of them till next round. He's not human, but he is like a little man, furry, with paws that grab and grasp, and eyes that follow every small movement. Often he sits by the window, leaning on one elbow and a forearm on the sill, watching small changes in the movements of the leaves, observing the shifts of light in the atmosphere. A bird goes by very, very quickly. With intense interest, he records it, all in a day's cat work.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's do another Brad here. Blind curve, samsara. Nobody knows what comes next, and yet nothing moves. Brad is being even more brief than I am today. So I'll do one now also of my own, so I don't monopolize things toward the end. This one's called Too Much. Poisons running freely like a tidal bore. One side clean river water, the other brackish and salty. They meet and look like chocolate milk. When they collide, where does one start and the other end? Which side are you on, man? Which side are you on? Show me the side. Little coal miner song reference in there, in case you weren't up on that. Hangdal, back to you.
All right. Two short ones here. Lone chime sings with a winter wind, scent of damp leaves. Tracers of wind on lake surface, bare branches against gray sky, oak leaves chanting gathas.
Robert, are you ready for another one?
Sure. Here is, didn't Hangdal just read one about the rain recently?
Several, I think.
Well, here's one about the rain. I've got a couple of short or medium ones that I'll read in a row. Listening to the rain outside, I can hear that it has its own will and pattern, completely outside of my grasp, as if I had a grasp to employ. That's one. And another one about the cat. The cat is very much like the Buddha, I've found, so I have a lot of cat poems. The cat avoids the fray for one more day. He gobbled up his food and retreated to the basement to bask in the cool sunlight, while we humanoids scurry around busily making important preparations. From the standpoint of the cat in the sky, our activities are ant-like and unnecessary, a disturbing break in the continuum of poised silence. I'll throw one more that is like a little survey of my entire lifetime in 4 lines. Well, my whole life went by with you holding my hand. Who could have known that the years would go by like flowing leaves or sand?
Very nice.
Thanks.
Uh, okay. So, I think I'm gonna lighten the mood a wee bit here. I think I may have mentioned this in the past. Steve Earle, I don't know if you're familiar with him or not. He's a Texas musician. And he once defined the blues as a problem repeated twice, followed by an implausible solution in a 12-bar format. So this first one is called Buddha's Blues. Birth, death, sickness, and old age, things that got me down. Birth, death, sickness, and old age, things that got me down. Gonna sit under this old tree till the answer comes around. And then there's that little descending lick. And while we're playing the blues, I have another one called Bodhidharma's Blues. It even makes me chuckle. I got no eyelids, just staring at this wall. I got me no eyelids, just staring at this old wall. Now old Wika's got no arm, can't go to study hall. Were they horrible, or you know I was going to get Bodhidharma and Vimalakirti in there somewhere, right? So back to Hangdal.
Well, this is one I wasn't sure I was going to share, but I guess I will. Fall arrives with a certain melancholy, leaves tumbling in a chill breeze, clouds unsure of whether to rain or pass. Wandering around my house, 25 years of effort, the tapestry already unraveling, fading, pulling its strings exposed, cutting at colored cords, finding more strings, warp and weft, old ends knotted together, holding them and staring deeply, untying, retying, fidgeting, unsure. What can I weave from the remnants?
Boy, I'm glad you decided to read that one. That was good.
Okay, Robert. Top that.
No, thank you. But I will participate in parallel formation.
Okay. Or you can fall short. It doesn't really matter. It's all
That's
good.
fine too. Maybe if I fall short, I hope I fall all the way down. These are a few short ones. 3 short ones for the moment. Unsurprisingly, this one is about the cat. I might be a little obsessed with the cat. Cat strolling up the stairs, gingerly, one step at a time, stops to clean his shoulder, continues on his journey. Next, very, very short, but condensed. In the right light, it is clear. Everyone is so beautiful, no exceptions.
Tis concise.
That was concise. Makes its point and moves on.
Can't get more zen than that.
Now, I finished the poem about lying on the floor gasping for air and turned it into a blues stanza. Lying on the floor, gasping for air. Lying on the floor, gasping for air. There's nothing to grasp, and there's nobody there.
You could be an old man from Mississippi.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. You're going to have to pull out the saxophone and accompany yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do another one of Brad's here. This is the last one from Brad. Center is everywhere, resting in the doorway, at the seat of consciousness, not clinging to an eye. The doorway opens into the room. And I'll throw in another one of mine here. Yeah, I have one more from Minwee, which I'm not quite sure how I'm going to present, but I'll do as best as I can. So this one is called A Blessing by Padre Moo. Listening to the cries of the world quiets the voices between the ears. There is silent assuredness that surely dwells in the heart of this world's uproar. I don't know if you know who Padre Moo is. It's a guy named Mel Ash, who was from out in California somewhere, maybe San Francisco. And he was also a student of Sung San, I guess. And he died a couple of years ago now. So every now and then I'll find something of his somewhere, and I miss old Padre Moo. So I'll do what I can to keep his memory alive anyway. Hangdal, I think we're back to you.
I think we're back into things that at least some of you may have heard, but no lights on in this little space. Day grows slowly quiet and dark outside. I grow slowly quiet inside. Listening to a gatha of emptiness, light through closed blinds dims, reflection on brass altar stupa dims, until it looks tarnished, in need of polishing. But this too is illusion.
Very beautiful.
Indeed. Robert, I think you're up.
Well, I'm going to read a slightly longer poem. One of the things I like to do, I have a series which one day I might do something with, that are film synopsis poems. And this one is, I find that I'm unfortunately extremely moved by what happens to fictional characters lately. And that it leaves an impression on me, even though I know intellectually that they're not real people. I've been knocked out by what happens to these non-existent people, which also leads me to reflect on the non-existence of people. This is called The Death of Mariko, a character from the recent Shogun series, which won a lot of awards. Fantastic acting and an amazing character. If you have a chance to watch it, it's a great view of middling ancient, not really ancient, but fairly ancient pre-industrial Japan and the first visitations by Westerners. The blast was too much and broke her heart. Whether washed in water or threatened with flames, she could not be persuaded to come back. Her lifeless body hung in his arms like a banner in the wind. Several times he shook her in despair, hoping to see a sign of life, but she had departed. In her own rare form, her fighting spirit, encouraged by the explosion, flew into the sky and blended with the spirits of the wind and the rain. Left with her lifeless body so slack, when before it had been filled with fire, he looked around aimlessly and gazed at the sky, at the empty space of blue and the whirling white clouds.
Cool. Okay. I think it's time for me to read my long one.
Okay.
And I'm being serious this time, not like here's my long one, it's a haiku. No, this is long, especially for me. So this one's for Ramel, called Grandma. Part 1. Same sun everywhere, same moon everywhere. Neither move, mind moves, like a kindly old grandmother who brings a plate of cookies after pounding the rice. Every mirror reflects all other mirrors, and the sun, and the moon. The sun flashes, the moon glows, like a drunk behind the wheel, bringing headlights and taillights into the rear view mirror. Part 2. Vairocana says it's all good. My mirrors don't discriminate. Bring me headlights, bring me the moon. I'll give you headlights, moon, taillights, drunks, grandmas, sun, and mirrors. The Dharmakaya contains all without judgment, without discrimination. The Dharmakaya doesn't care. Don't I knew it was going to happen. Don't anthropomorphize it. That means turn it into something animate. There's no it to care. Calling it the Dharmakaya is already a big mistake. Vairocana says that's good too. Anthropomorphize. So yeah, and that one was dedicated to our friend Romel. And
any word on Ramel?
no. Nope. Just, how are you? Fine, Zantanim. How are you? Hope you're well. And that's generally the extent of it. So how about we go back to Hengdal?
So I'll share something here from my son, one of my sons, without his permission. Give you a background to it. He is, and Robert, you will understand and appreciate this. He has a cat who is of some advanced age and is taking care of this little child of his who needs breathing treatments, and he puts her in the bathroom and runs a hot shower to produce steam, so she kind of gets a little kitty sauna and doing everything he can just to make her comfortable and happy. and sent me a picture earlier today of her on her cushion out on the porch in Georgia, where it's apparently still sunny and warm occasionally, and sent me this gray and white tabby, purr echoing through the house, warm on her blanket.
Do you have another short one to follow that up with?
Sure. Back to trying to see. I have trifocals and I still can't see. I don't know what to say about that. Alone in a borrowed room, simple zafu and zabaton, small and rough table, brocade cloth from Nepal, brass stupa from Sri Lanka, mouse blessed mala, quietly chanting Maha Vajra Paramita, Maha Vajra Paramita, Maha Vajra Paramita. Even if I don't feel it, be Buddha. In this, somewhere, freedom, peace, joy. Stepping outside, wind ruffles leaves. Just so.
Very good. Robert.
For my next poem, I'd like to introduce Ollie the cat.
We've met before.
So, very, very, very short cat poem. After a hard day, the cat enjoys the quiet time.
Got another one?
Yeah, it's another cat poem. Watching the birds from two different windows, most attentive, nothing unnoticed. Time for a nap.
Yep.
I have some other more far out poems, but
Yeah.
how far out should we go?
You can go as far out as you like.
All right.
Vairocana says it's all good.
Okay. I've got a priest poem and then two potential Jesus poems. They all sideways apply to the Buddha, so that's all fine. This is another film synopsis poem, but it's only 3 lines. A priest with long hair, a man who cannot move. Together, they discuss the miracle of the naked angel. Okay. I think I'll read one of my Jesus poems, just because I personally like it, and it has some elements in it that might apply to our celebration. It's very weird, though, very unusual. So if anybody has Christian sensibilities and finds it too far out, I apologize in advance. Christ on a plate, Christ on a field of lilies, Christ spread out throughout the sea for all to see, Christ the deep blue sea, Christ the bird that suddenly remembers, Christ the amethyst, Christ the unlabeled instigator, Christ the many creatures of the deep waters, Christ the single squirrel, Christ the multiple pontoons, Christ the dolphin arising for oxygen, Christ the hidden symbol, Christ the untamable, Christ the mother of all candles, Christ the melancholy.
Sounds vaguely Vairocana-like, don't you think?
It has that feeling.
Yeah. Hangdal. How about another?
Samsara, like whiskey in a glass, burns all the way down. and back up again. Here and there, what you do and don't want. Pick and choose if you like. The bottle is never quite empty. Until it is. What'll you have?
Thank you. So, do you have another one?
Sure. An old crow sitting on a fence post. Singing or complaining? Who can tell?
Okay. This is Minwee's. Actually, does anyone have anything else for a couple of minutes before I finish with Minwee's?
You want something? Oh, you want to finish with that? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a quote from another author that I think is applicable. And it's a little bit longish, but maybe take a couple of minutes. It is a quote from the original collection of short stories of Jorge Luis Borges, one of the wonderful Latin writers. And a good translation, I think, even though I don't speak Spanish. Days and nights passed over this despair of flesh, but one morning he awoke, looked with calm now at the blurred things that lay about him, and felt inexplicably the way one might feel upon recognizing a melody or a voice, that all this had happened to him before, and that he had faced it with fear, but also with joy and hopefulness and curiosity. Then he descended into his memory, which seemed to him endless, and managed to draw up from that vertigo the lost remembrance that gleamed like a coin in the rain, perhaps because he had never really looked at it, except perhaps in a dream.
Okay. The time has come. And this will, I think, pretty much wrap up the poetry for the evening. I'm not even going to say the title. Thus have I heard, at one time Cookie Monster sat beneath the Bodhi tree, surrounded by cookies of every kind. Chocolate chip was emptiness, and emptiness was chocolate chip. Snickerdoodle was not differ from emptiness, nor was emptiness different from snickerdoodle. The same was true of oatmeal raisin, of Bert and Ernie cookies, of peanut butter, double chocolate, shortbread, and fortune cookies. Form is cookie, cookie is form. Crumbs are emptiness, emptiness is crumbs. So it is with sweetness, so it is with taste. Therefore, in Cookie Dharma, there is no hunger, no fullness, no sugar, no flour, no oven, no cooling rack, no bite, no crumb, no drink in milk. Because in cookie emptiness, there is no craving and no end to craving. No baking and no end of baking. No cookie path and no end of cookie path. Therefore, Bodhisattva of cookies, relying on the wisdom of chocolate chips, dwells in cookie emptiness, without fear, without crumbs, and attains perfect cookie enlightenment. Gate, cookie gate, cookie samgate, cookie svaha. Gate, cookie cookie samgate, cookie svaha. Gate, cookie samgate, cookie svaha. And you can tell he put some time into it.
Good Lord, Insan. There's an awful lot of cookies running around that metaphor.
Yeah, that's, well, thank you, Minwi, for bringing us the Cookie Heart Sutra. And I think,
Okay.
go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I'm sad that Minwi and Brad are not here in person.
Yeah. Well, Minwi is pretty much at this moment getting home from taking Mason to school, and Brad is on a retreat somewhere. So they did what they could.
Yeah.
And so to wrap up our Bodhi Day celebration, our poetry slam of celebration, let's do the actual Heart Sutra, because I just can't let it end on the Cookie Heart Sutra. Just can't do it. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the prajna paramita, perceives that all five skandhas are empty and is saved from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness, form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore in emptiness, no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth, until no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of it, and so forth, until no old age and death, and also no extinction of it, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva depends on prajna paramita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Far apart from every perverted view, one dwells in nirvana. In the three worlds, all Buddhas Buddhas depend on Prajnaparamita and attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore know that Prajnaparamita is the great transcendent mantra, is the great bright mantra, is the utmost mantra, is the supreme mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering and is true, not false. So proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra. Proclaim the mantra which says Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasamgate, Bodhisvaha, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasamgate, Bodhisvaha, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasamgate, Bodhisvaha. And let's close it out with the four great Bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to help them all. Delusions are countless. We vow to see through them all. Opportunities to awaken are infinite. We vow to embrace them all. The Buddha way is endless. We vow to embody it.